Randomness? It's a girl thing. Planning your entire future with a guy you've only spoken 3 words to? It's a girl thing. Online shopping problem? It's a girl thing. A full camera roll? It's a girl thing. Going to the bathroom together? It's a girl thing. You name it. It's a girl thing.
Hi and welcome back to the It's a Girl Thing podcast. If you're new here, welcome. Come join our little community. Even if it's just for this episode, I hope you feel safe, loved, welcomed, and just at peace here. And if you're not new here and you've been here for a few episodes now, or you follow me on TikTok or Instagram, welcome back. Thanks for coming again. And I hope you continue to find your place here and find somewhere you can just go to feel loved and joyful. And obviously talk all things girlhood, because after all, you name it, it can be a girl thing. So I want to do a little chit chat about my life real quick, what I've been up to this last week or so, because I went on a girls trip, and I know everybody talks about girls trips, and I understand why now. The best thing ever. My best friend and I went on our girls trip, and it was so much fun. We've been talking about it since 2020. That was 3 years ago now. Wait, 3? Wait, it's 2024. How far? 2020 to 2021, 21 to 2022, 22 to 2023, 23 to 2020. It's been 4 years. Does anybody else count like that? Because I feel like you get the full... I don't even know. Anyway, here we are, 4 years later, and we finally booked the trip back in September of last year, and we finally went on it last week. And it was so much fun. I feel like we bonded so much, and we got a lot done. We went shopping, a lot of shopping. We did a lot of damage to our bank accounts, but I think that was kind of expected. Big city, malls. We went to the museum. She went and visited some family. We went for a lot of swimming, a lot of walking. We ate good food. We tried those electric scooter, lime or beam scooters or whatever you call them. Bucket list item. Check. That was so much fun. I can't even believe how much fun I had with that. I did end up with a gnarly bruise on my knuckle, though. You can't really see it anymore. But that whole middle part of my knuckle on my ring finger was purple. Not even because I can't ride this silly electric scooters, but because I managed to catch my finger when we tried to lift the stand up and put it away so we could actually ride the scooters. I don't think there was anything else notable about that trip, except just that it was worth every minute of it. And I will do a full debrief and a full unpack in a different episode with you, because I think Cleo, my best friend who I went on the trip with, she's going to come in and we're going to talk all things girls trip, planning, budget, what to do, where to go, kind of things like that if you're stuck, or if you really want to plan a girls trip and don't really know where to start, because we didn't really know exactly where we wanted to go, but we went back to Cleo's hometown because she wasn't brought up and raised where we live now. So that was cool. I got to see parts of it that I might not have seen otherwise. Yeah, I hope that we get to try and make a girls trip work at least once a year, because I feel like it's so important for our friendship. Also because I'm moving to a different city for university this year, and she's staying here to work for a gap year. Now onto the episode. And it's really funny because I just love being a girl. There is so many good things about it. And I know there's that audio, I love being a woman. And I see so many things posted to it. And I was like, okay, podcast girlies, it's a girl thing girlies, let's rise up and talk best things about being a teen girl, or best things just about being a girl in general. Because there are so many things. Obviously, I'm speaking for the slightly younger demographic, talking kind of anywhere from 13 through about 25, depending on the stage of life you're in. I can't really talk about married life or long-term relationships apart from teenage relationship, because I had a 2-year one that ended last year. I can't talk children. I can't talk for my slightly older girlies who might be tuning in. So if you've got things that you think I need to make a second episode to discuss the later half of life, well, I'd love to hear them. So you can just DM me on It's a Girl Thing Pod on Insta and I'll have a look. But let's get into my list. I literally brainstormed these on a piece of paper because I thought, will you really be able to think about all of these things on the spot? Well, in the moment I did, because I wrote quite a lot of them down on the piece of paper. I'm just showing it, by the way, if you are watching The video version, this will make sense if you're listening to me. I'm just showing the camera my giant list. And it's just like a giant brain fart of the main things I think of. When I come, I just think I'll thought of another. I'm going to write it down. I'm afraid I don't forget, because knowing me, I'll go on a side rant. I'm done writing it down now. So, let's get started. Number 1 was the first thing I wrote on it. Getting ready. Just being a woman, being a girl screams getting ready. Especially the best time of getting ready I think I've ever had is when you've spent the entire day like at the beach in the water tanning, your hair's like ocean, you've got that salty hair, your hair's like kind of dry, it's kind of frizzy, it's kind of ocean hair, and then you've got a little bit of pink and a little bit of colour and some tan, and you go and have a shower and you go get ready to go out for dinner with friends after a day at the beach. I think that's the ultimate girl thing, getting ready. But any kind of getting ready, whether it's in the morning, whether it's getting ready for bed, whether it's going out with friends, it is such a girl thing. And one of the best parts, I think, about being a woman. Number 2, romance books. Like a good romance novel. Last year I bought a Kindle. It might have been, wait, no, it's 2022 now. At the end of 2022, I invested in a Kindle. And on Amazon, there are so many good free Kindle romance books. So I spent hours like reading these romance books, and fictional men, man, they set my standards so high, some of these fictional men. 2 books live in my head rent-free for their fictional men at the moment, and that is the classic The Notebook. I know so many of you will probably have seen, sorry, ignore me talking with my hands to the camera. So many of you have probably seen the movie The Notebook, but what is better than the movie is the book. Wholeheartedly, I read it first, through and through. I'm a lover of the book, and he's just, like, if I could bundle up a man and buy him, not even buy him because that just sounds wrong, but if I could pick him out of the book and put him in my reality, I would. Okay, I've obviously modernized it a little bit, but such a dream man. But the other book is The Cheat Sheet. It's essentially about like I think he was a footballer. I read it a month or 2 back. A friend lent it to me. He's a footballer, like a famous footballer. She's a ballet studio owner who is struggling to get by, and they're like best friends, and it's a friends to lovers romance novel. It's clean romance, and I love a good clean romance. And he is just golden retriever, Prince Charming, but also your like strong, sporty, brooding, defensive bad boy. Well, not bad boy, because he's such a good boy, like a good man, but he's like very protective of her, and I love it. Romance books just set the girlies' standards high, and I think, speak on behalf of like most women when I say this, if we could have fictional men, like the ones that we read in our books, over any of the men in the sea, I think we'd do it. I don't really think there's too much question about it. Unless you've got yourself a fictional man in reality, then good on you. Please let me know where you bought him from, or where you found him, or if he has a brother, because I'd be quite happy to know. Anyway, this was the one I just added 2 seconds ago, mostly because I can see it sitting across the room. The emotional support drink bottles, like the emotional support water bottles. I have so many water bottles now that I've collected throughout the years. That is like my crazy thing, actually. That, cushions, and stationery. From a young age, I was put on a stationery buying ban, a water bottle buying ban, and a cushion buying ban. Not even because I bought that many, I managed to convince my parents to get me some. Emotional support water bottles are just a pivotal, feminine, girl thing experience. I currently have 3 that are like my emotional support water bottles. One is I have a baby blue hydro flask. That is my work water bottle. It goes with me to every work shift I ever have. It's a bit dented now, but it's there. Everybody knows it's mine. It's always filled with cold water. I drink so much water at work, and it keeps me sane. If I didn't go to work without it, I might actually lose my mind. Then we have my latest edition, which is the one that's sitting on my desk over there that I can see with my little eyeballs, it's like called the Dew colour. It's like a tealy minty soft baby mint colour hydro flask. It's like really cute. I love it. It hasn't received any dents yet because it's very new. And I love that too. That's like my at-home one at the moment. I'm still in the stage where I'm still too scared to dent it and take it outside of the house on the risk of dropping it or getting it hurt. And then the other is my Stanley Cup dupe. dupe. I don't even know anymore. But it's just when I got off AliExpress because I liked the look of the cup, and I've used that a lot too. I mostly took that to dance and use it around the house because it's a bit more awkward to take outside the house. That's what I love about my hydro flasks. But they all keep my water really, really nice and cold, so that's why I love them. And if you're an emotional support water bottle girly, send a photo of it to me on Instagram. I will post all of them into a story post or an ordinary post, and we'll create the It's a Girl Thing emotional support water bottle community as well. Be so cool. Next thing on the list, all of you should know about this by now, the everything shower. I say that with like the little stars that you put on each side of a sentence when you want to add pizzazz, but the everything shower. This has been talked about in person for years, but it's become a huge thing on social media in like the last year, the perfect everything shower. I'm not even someone who takes an everything shower. I can't do it all at once. I get the concept and I think it's really, really cool, but I don't love taking a shower and I can't take a really long shower, so trying to do everything in the shower isn't for me. I'm your kind of girl who has to take a break. I do hair wash one day, leg shave another day, tan another day. Sometimes I tan and wash my hair together because somehow that works time-wise. And then like just body showers every other day. But if you can tell me how to take a quick everything shower, I will owe my life to you within reason. Anyway, next one, the silly crushes. I think every girl I've ever known has had a silly crush except Cleo. And there's someone you've like found attractive or somebody who you had a little crush on, and there's just something so feminine about it. It's such a girl thing, like to give them the code names like Pineapple, or one of my ex-friends had one she called him Pumpkin. I don't remember why. I don't even know if there is a why, but she didn't want to tell us his name, so it was Pumpkin. But like the excitement and the secretive and the giggly and the awkwardness of telling your friends who your little silly crush was now, because they'll either look at you and be like, oh my gosh girl, oh my gosh, you've got to go talk to him, you've got to start texting him, oh let's talk, let's plan text. Wait, he responded to a hey, he asked you how you are. Like just the little things. There's just that excitement and that giddy feeling whenever you'd see that like silly little crush that you had. And I absolutely loved that growing up. And I haven't had that little feeling in some time now after getting out of a serious relationship. And then I had that feeling with my second relationship that I've ever had, which I had at the end of last year. I felt that feeling going in. It wasn't the same because it wasn't a silly crush, and I feel like maybe you grow out of that silly crush phase. If there are any slightly older, wiser women, young women listening to this, someone let me know if you grow out of that phase, because I'll miss it, but maybe it's a good thing. Because I did a lot of silly things with my silly crushes. I have a good story time for this. So, in year 8, I had this crush on this boy, and his name was Henry. I'm not going to give last names because that's creepy and people will know about it. And I really, really liked this kid. And he was considered one of the popular ones. Looking back now, I do not understand it. And he also grew up not so pretty. But we don't radiate negative energy around here. But he was a sweet boy. And he was in my class, and I had a huge crush on him, and all my girlfriends knew, and I can't even remember what my code name for him was. I wanted to say, I think I called him Beep. Like, you know the bleeping sound? It was like, beep. So like, beeps over there. I don't know what I was thinking, but I clearly wasn't. Anyway, I had this crush on him for so long, and I think other people in like my class and other people around me had started to figure it out because I'm not the most subtle person that there is. And so one day I decided, after talking with some of my friends, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll be bold. So I wrote like a letter to him telling him how I felt. And the next day I showed it to one of my friends who was the year younger. And she goes, oh, I'll go put it in his bag. So she ran and put it in his bag. And I wasn't about to go rummaging, like she shoved it into his bag. And I wasn't about to go and be the one who rummaged through this kid's bag to pull this thing out. So I just waited, mortified, bearing in mind this is while we're at our big school production practice, which I was one of the minor leads in, and so was he. So that day he read it, and almost everyone in our entire school production, bearing in mind this was probably about a third of our school, intermediate school, found out about this. Oh, I was mortified. And it was like labelled a love letter. And he was so sweet about it though, don't get me wrong. He was the nicest person about it. But to this day, don't write your crushes a love letter, babes. It is not worth it. Okay, I still find it hilarious to think back about now. But that made me hate my life for quite some time. And I probably made him feel really stink about it now too. Because like I know, like me, I can think, oh, that was sweet. Like I did that and it showed him how I felt. But also, if he didn't like me, that's so awkward and embarrassing for him. And I probably made him feel mortified. So I'm really sorry to him for doing that. Okay, another thing on the list, going into very, very girly things. So if you're not a girly girl, these may not apply to you so much, but they are definitely things for me. Slick back hairstyles. These, once again, have become more popular recently, but I've always been a slick back girl. I went through the slick back, straight back, high ponytail, Jojo Siwa kind of phase. Her slick back, high ponytail, bun, but it wasn't like the middle part slick back, it was the flat slick back, and all looking back at photos, that was not the moment whatsoever. I did not make a good decision with that. Why did nobody stop me? Maybe because it was the vibe at the time. Shouldn't have been. Never should have been. But I'm a middle part girly through and through, and a middle part slick back girly, like a slick back ponytail, braid, bun. Count me in all the time. And this kind of follows into it. But good jewellery to go with a slick back. I have recently discovered gold jewellery. Well, I know gold jewellery has always been a thing, but I've always been a sterling silver girly because it's just cheap and affordable. And I can have more of it, so I can be indecisive, which I am. So I recently invested in a really cute pair, which I'm wearing, of white gold and real gold, yellow gold hoops. And they're my new favourite thing in this world. And from that, I've decided I'm okay mixing silver and gold jewellery. Because I love gold and I love silver jewellery, but I can't afford a full of gold, good quality gold, because I don't want gold that'll tarnish. So that also then leads into fit checks. It is a girl thing. Is it not just a girl thing to send your best friends random photos of your outfit and be like, fit check, or OOTD, Utada, outfit of the day, whatever you want to call it? Sending those to your closest friends to each other is such a girl thing. Shopping. That one is aimed at me. Shopping is such a girl thing. But makeup, Mecca and Sephora shopping, is a whole new level of girl thing. Do we need to stop I feel like I need to stop and acknowledge the Sephora 10-year-old epidemic at the moment. It hasn't hit my country very much because our Mecca is actually the bigger store. We don't have Glow Recipe and Drunk Elephant and all those really popular products in our Sephora. They're at our Mecca. Our Sephora is really small and less in the range of products compared to the US and Canada and other countries. I don't know what other countries have, but I know that they're having that issue. Our Sephora, we have Sephora 10-year-olds, but not to the same level because the products that they're crazy over aren't there. Thank goodness for that. So I'd love to keep it that way because I love Mecca and Sephora and they are such my girl thing. Fake tanning, or just tanning in general. Fake tanning in the winter, just having that bronzy glow makes you feel just so feminine. And as a pale girl, that makes all the difference. Not only am I pale during summer, I am like a ghost during winter. So a little bit of Bondi Sands 1 hour express fake tan in the winter keeps it going good. In the summer, I'd love to say I could actually get a tan, but you'd be mistaken. I got the worst sunburn this summer, so technically I do have this tan on my back, but it's from a gnarly sunburn and would not recommend because we don't want skin cancer around here, ladies. So make sure you use your SPF every day of summer, always on your face because we don't want those aging, those wrinkle lines, and we definitely don't want a sunburn or skin cancer. So SPF every day. I have 3 things left on my list and then we'll kind of just wrap it up. We have finding your scent, your ultimate perfume and lotion combo. Currently, I have a coconut scented lotion, which I use on my body. I have the Sol de Janeiro 62 mixed with the perfume, that is. And then I'm looking over on my dresser, the Victoria's Secret Bare Vanilla. They just pair, chef's kiss, they just pair so perfectly together. And it's just my signature scent of the moment. But I recently found my dream perfume at Sephora, but it is so out of my price range. So I'm just hoping maybe one day I get it as a present. Or if anybody knows any good dupes for it, let me know. So it is the Kayali? They do a whole range of perfumes at Sephora. The Kayali, the 12, the Musk 12. It just smells so good and very natural. Doesn't smell overpowering for a perfume. It makes me so happy, but I could not justify that price tag. I tried to my best friend and my mum. They both told me it was too much. So I trusted them on that one, even though I would have forked out my bank account for this perfume. If anybody has any other scent combos though, to recommend. I am always open for a new scent combo. And then these last two kind of tie in together. Journaling and Pinterest. I have been a diary, like, journaling girl since I was 7 or 8 years old. I got my first diary and I wrote my little Dear Diary entries every day, and I kept that going. And I just recently finished my second notebook at age 18, so 10 years of journaling. And I'm on to starting a new one this year, so that's really exciting. Get a new little notebook, so a new start, and it's a whole new season of my life. So I felt like that seemed really fitting. I love journaling. It's such a good way of managing my emotions and, like, getting them out in a way that is productive or a way that is benefiting me. And Pinterest, I feel like this is self-explanatory. The recipes, the outfit inspo, the just inspo pics in general, the dream life, the vision boards, the wedding planning, because I know we all are slightly guilty of that, because wedding planning via Pinterest, when you are still single, it's a girl thing. Pinterest is just the ultimate girl thing, and will forever be indebted to Pinterest. And then my lucky last girl thing, which is really specific to me, lip products. Oh, I cannot live. I honestly need to go put some more on because my lips are starting to get dry. Lip products. I cannot live without something on my lips. Overnight, it's always my Kmart lip mask. Currently in the scent watermelon, but I usually use coconut, but watermelon feels very summery, and I thought that seemed like a cool idea. But my go-to for during the day is any of the Summer Fridays ones. I have the vanilla, the sweet mint, the brown sugar, and the cherry. My favorite still has to be the sweet mint, though. I love the minty fresh scent and feel, and I love that it's clear and it's so glossy and beautiful. So yeah, I hope you relate to some of those really girly things, because I think they're all just a huge part of our girlhood and what makes being a woman and being a young girl so fun and so unique. So I'll just gonna do a little bit of a going forward for the next few weeks, since I am moving away from home to university in 3 weeks. So scary. In just over 3 weeks I will be moving. And that means I'm going to be trying to settle into a new place. So my podcast and social media uploading schedule might be a little bit different for a couple of weeks once I move. But I will try and at least make sure I've got enough stuff to keep posting for you at least every 2 weeks. But I'm aiming to still be able to post weekly. But if I don't get panicked. If you start to feel like you're missing out on an episode, just flick me a message and I'll make sure I'll let you know when the next one's coming. But I'm not going anywhere, and I can't wait to let you all know how settling into uni life treats me. But I'll be back home in August because, like nursing degrees and med degrees, my medical imaging degree has a clinical component where I come back and do unpaid, like, practicum hours at our hospital here. So that's me, I think. I just hope you feel loved today. And if there's anything I can do for you, I can be your best friend, big sister, little sister, or just somebody who's there for you and it feels like no one else is. Come join the community. I'd love to have you. I love you.
Thank you for joining us on this week's episode. It's been great having you. If you have any topics you'd love for me to discuss, want some big sisterly advice, or just want to say hey, just reach out to me on Instagram at It's a Girl Thing Pod, and I hope you join us next week. Stay beautiful.